Hello.
Hello, everybody.
Haha. Happy last day of 2024.
New Year's Eve.
Yeah,
Ooh,
I am all about this year. I mean, 2024 was a really good year, I
it
thought.
was a good year. It
Yeah.
really was. And I'm so over it.
I know. I'm so ready just to move on. Yes.
It was a really good year.
Yeah.
And it was a year of real big highs and pretty low lows.
Oh, okay.
Um, in the aspect of personal energy. There were
Oh,
no
okay.
major trauma, no, nothing bad
Pardon me.
happened for me in the year,
Uh-huh.
but a lot of shifting. And
Oh,
in shifting is a lot of up and down
yes.
because when you're shifting, you have to allow to let go. And that
Yes.
can really pull you down.
Yes.
It really can.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, yes. And
So yeah, I'm all about
I'm all
moving
about it.
into the new year.
You know what? And there's nothing we can do about it because time's a moving.
It's
So
happening.
and we're going, like it or not. So let's make the best of it and
Yeah.
woohoo.
Yeah. That is kind of a theme for me lately. Time's moving on.
Yep.
Move with it.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, move
And
with it.
flow with it. Yeah.
Mhm.
Now we talked about um I don't know how long ago we talked about maybe it was this time last year. We did a about New Year's resolutions
Yes.
and that we don't make them, et cetera, et cetera. And
And
then
didn't we call them intentions?
yes,
Didn't we call them
which
New
we
Year
don't do
intentions?
intentions anymore.
We
I
don't do
know.
intentions anymore.
Although we do physical intentions. I do intend to
Yes.
go to the store today. I do
Yes.
intend that type of intention. But yes,
There are certain areas in life where
yes,
the word intentions absolutely
yes,
fits,
yes,
and it feels really good to be able to like narrow that down,
yes, yeah.
use it appropriately.
Well, Fred brought a New Year's resolution meditation. So I just when I was choosing the title of it, I said, "Oh, I can't use that," and he kept, "Yes, you can't. Just use it. Just because it really does match with our belief. That's just the term that people know."
Yes. And it just came.
Uh,
We had to do that podcast about changing resolution to intention to
yeah.
really dive into
Yes.
intentions.
Yes, that's true. And then
Had
learn
to.
that we don't want to say them anymore. But see how we evolve and grow and
Mhm.
yes, we do.
What we knew last year,
Yes.
or what we thought we
Uh,
knew last year,
mhm.
definitely was truth in the moment.
Yes.
And as we grow and we evolve and we change, it's okay that truth changes too, because it does.
Yes, it does. Everything changes. Thank God.
Everything.
I mean, honestly, who wants ugh, I think about I would I want to be the same person I was even 5 years ago? Hell no.
Oh God.
But
Uh
yeah,
Thanks, no thanks.
yeah, no.
15 years ago, a blackout raging drunk?
No,
No, thank you.
no, no.
No, no, no. Uh-uh.
No,
Mm-mm.
what was Oh, I had teenagers 15. No, thanks. I don't want to go back
No.
to or even my teenage years. Yuck.
Oh, gross. I
Yeah.
don't even want to remain where I'm at today.
Uh-uh.
And in this moment,
Preach, sister.
right now, I'm in a pretty good space.
Yes.
And this is contrary to where I was 3 hours ago.
Okay.
Well, let me look at the clock.
Let me look.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. I'm going to say 3 hours ago.
Wow.
Compared to now, I am in a completely different space. Um,
And I'm going to say, before you continue,
yeah,
I saw you about
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 3
three
hours
hours
ago.
ago, and you're right. Your energy is very different
Yeah.
now.
Good.
Yeah,
I'm
absolutely.
glad it's noticeable. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, and even in this space that I'm in right now, do I want to be in this? Do I want to be this person for my remainder of days? No,
No.
no, please and thank you. I don't.
Yes. No.
I don't. There is so much more to know and to learn and experience
Yeah.
and grapple with. I want new things to grapple with, not the old things. Tired grappling with old. It's time for that to go.
So, being that we're not actually recording this on the 31st, but it'll come out on the 31st, right?
Right.
But we're right there at
We
the
are
end.
right there.
Do you have, I'm going to say this sort of in air quotes, resolutions or a resolution or an intention or a wish, a promise,
I have a
a
plan.
a plan? Woo! Anything you care to share about that plan?
I have a plan.
Good for you.
This plan is about ownership. It's
Oh,
owning,
yeah.
it's owning who I
Yes.
am. It's
Yes.
owning how I feel. It's
Yes.
owning how I think.
Yes.
Um, it's my plan is also around taking care of
Hmm.
who I am,
Hmm.
how I feel, and
Hmm.
how I think.
Oh, that's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Really is.
That, yeah,
And
yeah,
that filters through all parts of your life too. That's not
yes,
just, yeah.
yes. One of the biggest parts of that plan, ooh, yes, Spirit saying, speak it out loud, speak it to the world,
That's good,
because
sister.
when you
Bring it.
speak something like this out loud,
Yeah.
it helps hold you accountable.
Yes, absolutely.
It really does. And part of it is my physical body's um my physical body's health, um
Yeah.
exercise, um and that includes strength training and
Yes.
cardio.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Which is
there
a
it is.
very
That's my
important
plan.
thing. Yes, very important thing for everyone, but especially as you get older. Um, I think for me, 50 was kind of that like, oh, okay, I'm older now.
Yeah.
You know, I don't always feel that in my brain.
Right.
And then I go look in the mirror, or I pass the mirror, it's like, oh yeah, okay, you're almost 60. Hold on, sister. But it's so important to keep our devas healthy,
Yes.
especially at the end. And that's a fear of mine, as you know, is
Mm-hmm.
having something happen and I am physically incapacitated the last however many years of my life. That
Yeah.
freaks me out. I'm not afraid of dying. I'm not afraid of whatever. I know where I'm going, but to suffer, and it really can be a
Sure,
suffering,
it can be. Yeah.
depending on what it is and etc.
Yeah.
That freaks me out.
Yeah. Yeah. And my body has always been healthy.
Yes.
She's just not been very fit.
Ah, there
There
is a
is a
difference.
difference.
Yeah.
There is a difference. So I should probably clarify that my plan is about my fitness because I am
Okay.
healthy. I'm very healthy.
Yes, yes, yes,
I'm very healthy. I'm just not very fit.
yes.
And had I taken my fitness seriously,
Mm-hmm.
um, year well, when I was in my 20s, I took it overly seriously.
Oh.
And I was actually contemplating getting into bodybuilding.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Not know that.
Yeah.
Oh,
I, yeah. Hitting the gym to like detriment. And when it hit the detriment piece, I went, wait a minute.
yeah.
And instead of scaling back, well, you know, me and my black and white
I
thinking,
do. I do.
I went from black to white or white to black.
Yep.
I stopped.
Well, you do have an addictive personality, so
Yes, I do.
I can see where if you were going to do
But,
it,
I traded the gym for the bottle.
yes.
What can I say?
Yeah.
Um,
Usually you hear that the other way around. People stop drinking and then they get addicted to like, fitness or whatever.
mhm,
Yeah.
yeah. But had I taken it, more seriously and just scaled back and kept up on my fitness,
Yes.
my body would be in better shape. I wouldn't have some of the issues going on that I have.
You may not have.
I may not have. Thank you
may
for
not
that
have. You
correction
do
because
have
we
to
had
say
that
may because
conversation.
we really don't know completely what that would look like otherwise.
You're right, and I'm being reminded.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's like
Yes.
I'm getting hit over the head like with a wet noodle.
Yes.
Um, but at least my brain wouldn't want to, beat me up over, oh, if you shouldn't, blah 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 blah.
Yes.
So, you know, not going there. My new plan, taking control.
Good for you. Ownership.
Yep.
When
Taking ownership.
we used to, I don't even remember what we called it before. But when that term, that was a few weeks ago, a month ago, something, when that term really came through, and I think it came through me.
I would agree. Yes.
It came through, we'll say my dad. It came through him, and it was ownership of your space, of your life, your thought, all of that you just said,
Mm-hmm.
and owning your energy, the energy you put out, and it all sort of came together because of this new sort of road I'm going down with combating magic, dark magic, and those practitioners. I really needed, I thought, and I thought I already did because of working with the paranormal and the lowest of low,
Sure.
those, if you want to call them demons, you can. We don't typically call them that, but working with them, I really thought that I owned it, and I was like,
Right.
oh no, no, there's a whole new level to this ownership,
Yes.
and
Yeah.
to uh yeah. So I mean, that's part of the curriculum when I teach a student now. At a certain point of
Mm-hmm.
their learning, it's like, okay, it's time for you to take ownership. And
Mm-hmm.
those students, and I know some of them listen to this, you know who you are, and you're doing fabulously with it, but it makes a difference,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
That was brilliant. Thanks,
Yeah.
Dad.
Yeah.
That ownership piece.
Yep.
It's
And
very different.
I am already noticing my body talking to me to let me know you're you got a rent sign out. You got a for
Ooh,
rent sign out.
that is no bueno, my friend.
Mm-hmm.
No,
Mm-hmm.
no,
So
we can't.
it is a plan in progress.
Yes.
Um, sure, do I wish it could be okay, here's my plan, I'm doing
Yeah.
it day one, boom.
Yeah.
But no,
No.
it is something that's going to have to be
Well, good.
learned and built.
And we're human. We're stuck in
Mhm.
these human bodies that that are sort of frail
Frail.
in
Yes.
comparison, right?
Yep.
To
Yep.
spirit and to part of what we need to learn too is that balance between addiction and I don't know if you call it laziness or just not doing what we're supposed to do. Like there's a balance in there of I'm going to be regimented about this because it's important
Right.
and not, but I do. I don't always do everything I'm supposed to do
Mm-hmm.
until something happens and I go, "Oh shit, I
Yep.
forgot to whatever."
Yep.
Mhm.
Yep. And we have to be human.
Yes.
We
Like
have
it or
to.
not.
That's why we're here.
Like it or not.
Why we are here.
Yes.
is to be human and to learn those
Yeah.
spiritual lessons and the human lessons
Yes.
and how to combine the two of them into a greater consciousness.
That's beautiful.
Thank you.
That could be
Thank
on
you, cowboy.
that could be on like a Hallmark card.
Ooh.
We
Or a
should make
TCS
Hallmark card.
or a TCS Oracle card.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, you should write
What'd
that
I say?
down. I know. We're gonna have to go back through and listen because I can't repeat every
Say
word.
what? Because I don't remember. Something about human, spiritual, um, combining.
I'm sure it was much prettier when you said it the first time. And isn't that okay? So that is that. Thank God that we record sometimes because those things when we're not recording, we're like, wait, what was just wait, what did you just say? And then we're trying to, and then well, it sounds clunky like that. Yeah. So
Okay.
I
And I'm going to write down the
encourage
time too
everyone.
so we can find it.
Okay.
So funny.
Yes. Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my. So
Woo.
I have my my resolution, if that's what you call it, I'm just going to call it that. That doesn't feel exactly right. Is really to work. It's not just ownership with me at this point. So everything, some people might, some people might look at my 3D life and think, wow, that's kind of boring. She doesn't do a whole lot. But spiritually and energetically, it's there's so much going on all the time. There's so much happening. I like that my day-to-day life with my husband, with our children, our grandchildren is is just balanced and fairly normal, and there really are no big ups and downs. You're the same way because we can't. I
Yeah, I have
cannot.
less. Interaction with my family is over the telephone, so it's a
That's
little
true.
less. So
That's
yeah,
true.
yeah.
Yeah. One of my sons, oh, I have something to say about that. Okay, side note here. So there is this family that we've known for a long time since the kids were small. The youngest kids of each family are best friends. So my son and their youngest son, best friends and will be best friends forever. Like it's one of those things that
Mm-hmm.
nothing's pulling those two apart. We always say they're girlfriends. Even even his wife will say, "Your girlfriend's on the phone," and it's always a joke. I mean, it's not
Yeah,
they're
yeah,
wonderful.
yeah.
Anyway, then their second. We only have two kids. They have four, so it's their youngest two and our two are the same age, right? Well, the other son and their other son, they don't get along. They're just really very different. I mean, they get along okay, but they're not necessarily friends. They're just
Sure.
anyway. So we had seen the the mom and the dad. The husbands are very close friends, and the wives we just sort of put up with each other, I think. And we were so the man was asking about our son who lives in Morocco. Everyone knows that because I talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
And I said they haven't been able to get her to the United States yet. That's what we're working on. There's got things up in the air, trying to get her here, whatever. And she looked at me and she said, I'm so fortunate, or what word, I can't remember what she said. I'm so glad, something like that, that all my kids are all here with me. And I just sat there and I could just think of my husband. I'm not going to embarrass him in front of his friend's wife. And I just went, mm. But I was thinking, and I did say, my son is the happiest he's ever been. So wherever he is, I'm going to be I mean, do I want him here? Yes. And I would love my daughter-in-law to be here. Of course.
Mm-hmm.
But he is so happy. I would never want to take that away from him. I would
Right.
never like say, not that I could, he's an adult, but no, you have to live
You
here.
can say it.
He's right. And there are parents who keep their children from traveling and doing things
Mm-hmm.
because
Sure.
they are going to miss them. And thankfully, we have never been that way with him. And anyway, he's as happy. Anyway, so he was telling his wife, because they are married actually in the United States, um, he was telling her about this conversation. And it's a typical conversation that I'd have with her. She's always kind of a little jealous or whatever. She compares our kids. And so the wife said, so it's like saying to a blind person, gee, I'm glad I'm not blind. And I said, yes, actually, that's exactly what that is. How, yes, right? I mean,
Yeah.
I went, yeah,
Yeah.
you're right. I never
Yeah.
put it in that perspective, but it's
Me
like,
either.
yeah,
But yeah.
yeah. How awful is that? I mean, that's just, yeah. Anyway, I had to sidetrack to that one. Clearly, it's bothering me still that it was said, but then when my daughter-in-law said that, it really like put it into perspective for me. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Because there's so many different ways to have conveyed.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm just gonna not I'm
Okay.
yeah.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Yes. So, whew, thank you everyone for letting me get that out there. I appreciate it. So, back to my New Year's resolution. I'm not even sure how that got to there, but I needed to say it out loud and I needed to just get that out. That,
Get that energy gone.
yes, I
Yeah.
do not need to hold on to her. That's
No.
her shit. That is not my shit. I am
Yes, exactly.
very happy with
Um,
our life.
yeah. Close down that rent sign.
Mm, thank you. Thank you.
Yep.
Take it. No more. There's nothing for rent
There's
here.
no room in the inn.
There's no room at the. I like
There's
that.
no room.
No room.
Huh. Mm-mm.
So I am, oh, I was talking about my 3D life with family is just sort of goes along and it's in flow and everyone's pretty whatever normal is. It's pretty non crazy, right? There's no
Mm-hmm.
drama
Mm-hmm. Not
in
very chaotic.
chaotic. Thank you. That's it. Because what I do for a living, not chaotic in a stressful way necessarily, but it can be an amusement park.
Yep.
So in that area of my life, New Year's resolution and owning my my being, owning everything, my words, my feelings, my thoughts, my energy, how I set space is very different now because I'm moving into an area where people, these practitioners, there's no scruples there. There's no they
Mhm.
do not they have no ethics. There are zero ethics. So
Nah.
owning, yeah, right. And unfortunately, Mari-Lyn and Nathan and our students have sort of get a little bit of backlash on that, on where I'm going, because
Thanks.
these practitioners, if they can't get to me, they sort
Mhm.
of start looking around and because energetically with there's different ways for them to find you and to
Mhm.
look into you and try to find things and maybe do a spell or two or a whatever. So really my resolution would be to be more aware of that in energetically. Now I don't want to focus on it all the time. Like that's not something I want to do in my
Mhm.
personal life, but really hold that space and hold that ownership. And that's where I'm
Nice.
that's really, and then wherever that takes me. And what I'm hearing right now is once I really get that down, they'll bring me even more stuff. So pretty excited. I mean, I've already had stuff, I'm already practicing all the time the way spirit brings me things.
Right.
But ownership is huge,
Ownership.
huge.
Yep. Yep.
And maybe we'll do a class on that, on how to
Maybe.
do that, how to be that. Because I'm sure there are people out there, not that I would never say that someone doesn't understand, but there's more to it than just the word
I think
ownership.
it's fair to say they don't have a full understanding.
Yes. And how
Um,
to do that and how to really take ownership.
right. Because we didn't have a full understanding.
No.
And you really can't until you are presented with
Yes.
um more.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. When
Yeah.
you are, so anyone out there, if and when you get tired of taking on other people's shit, taking it in as your own, being oppressed, the feeling of oppression,
Mm-hmm.
depression, defeat, whatever that is, that sort of that place that always sort of comes to find you, because we all have some sort of wounding in there where it's hard for us to really stand up and be who we're meant to be.
Mm-hmm.
Every one of us, that's part of why we're here, is to really,
Yep.
go there.
Yep.
And this is about really owning your space and moving your vibration out of that oppression, whatever your, for me, it's defeat.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be honest about that, and moving out of that. So okay, boy, thanks everyone for, you're just bringing me all the good stuff here. As I'm talking about, I'm getting more information. It's moving from defeat to ownership for me
Mm-hmm.
personally.
Mm-hmm.
That's my personal.
For me, there's not one thing that I have to move out of.
Right.
There's there's multiple
Yes.
multiple things that I find. Now, could they all be wrapped up into one thing of victimhood? Maybe.
Sure.
But that word in and of itself is defeating.
Yes. Yes.
Sure, all of these different places can take me to victimhood.
Yes.
However, um, def- being in that defeatist vibration is
Yes.
very different from being in a depressed
Yes.
vibration.
Yes.
And that's even different from being oppressed.
Yes.
And I can't remember the other words that you
I can't either.
said, but there's so many different
Yes.
vibrations.
Mhm.
Um,
And it's different for everyone.
it is.
And can I get depressed? And can I feel depressed? And can I blah, blah, blah? Yes. But the underlying, as you know, because I think we figured this out together, that underlying, the bottom, the root vibration for me is defeat,
Mm-hmm.
is defeat. And which kind of makes sense, being that who I am, where I'm going, all of that. But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
so that's my next big hurdle, next big thing is to, and damn it, I'm doing it.
You
It's
are.
what I'm doing.
Absolutely, you are.
Yes. And there's something about when you can name that thing that makes it, there's the clarity that comes from that when
Mm-hmm.
you can get to that place. I remember years ago, when it was dignity, you
Mm-hmm.
were with me at that time too.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we were first starting. And
Fairly new together.
yeah. And for me, it was, I couldn't find my worth. And it was because the underlying thing was dignity.
Mm-hmm.
You have to find that first. You have to get there. And I did, and I moved through that, and I mastered that bitch. and dignity. And now I need to now my mastery is I'm going here with defeat. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, my vibration is really rising. My head's itching.
Itchy.
Yeah. Yes. Usually it's a really low vibration, but sometimes with the higher one it'll do that too.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
that's where I'm headed for.
Nice.
And we'd love to hear from all of you. What you feel,
Absolutely.
what do you really want to master? Maybe that's the way we say it. For me, okay,
Yeah.
I'll say for myself, Pam wants to master in 2025 ownership, out of defeat into ownership. How I'm not sure of that verbiage yet, but I like that. I'm going to master that. That's
Um,
my mastery.
I like that for me as well, is that ownership. That ownership of
Yeah.
um uh okay. You said that. I feel this.
Mhm.
Not gonna feel that.
Yes. You, here, you can have
Not
it back.
mine.
Yeah. I
You
love your
feel that you may.
I love your for rent, not the for rent, but the there's no space here or whatever. There's
Yeah.
yeah.
No room at the inn.
No room at the end. That's
No
it.
room at the inn.
I have to write that down. No
Yeah.
room at the inn.
Mm-mm.
Love that.
Mm-mm. I am so tired of renting out space in my brain and in my body
Yes.
um to other people.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Done. Done and done. I mean, when I say that, that's my resolve or
Yeah.
whatever. Will it still happen? Of course, because I'm still learning how to get
Yes.
there. I'm still learning how to do it.
And to think that in this lifetime it could be mastered to where 100% of the time nothing
Oh,
phases.
psh,
Oh no.
yeah.
No.
No.
That's not even the goal.
No.
The goal is to recognize it
Yes.
and close that for rent sign.
Um,
Because when something hits us, that's human. When we allow it in, we rent space to it.
yes.
That's all us.
Yes. That is on me,
That
Pam.
is 100%
Yeah.
our choice.
Yes.
It's still going to affect. I mean, there's no way around that. We are human and we have to be. Um,
And we came
but to
to learn
actually,
those things and to conquer those things and
yep,
to really dive in there and get control of it.
yes, yes. Eventually, yes, there will be some things that they don't even phase you anymore.
Right.
Um, what I'm looking forward to is the progression of, um, oh wow, that particular thing I used to
Yes.
rent space in my brain to that for
Yes.
however long, and wow, look at me.
Yeah. Look at
Mm-hmm.
you go. And
Mm-hmm.
there are things like that we can say those words to. I can
I'm
say,
sure there are, and I can't think
once,
of them, which is the
sister, once
beautiful
you
thing of
heal them,
healing.
yes, once you heal
Yes.
them, it's just because it's not the true you. So once that's gone and you don't, it's like yeah,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
totally. And I
Yep.
look forward to that being part of this
Yep.
because in my so one of the things that when you know there's something there that you have to heal, when there's a mastery to be had, when
Yep.
there's is when you can take it back to your childhood. When there was something that happened there was trauma in your childhood, however that looks for you, that's how you that's how you know it's something
Mm.
that you need to master. Like those things. I just totally lost my train of thought on that. Um, I did. I hate when that happens. I had so
So when you have something to master and you
yes, it
and
is
you can take
something
it
that
back to your childhood,
yes, that's how you
then
know it's a mastery.
it's a mastery.
Yeah, yeah. As opposed to, and I don't even know if this happens. I mean, there are things that we come in to learn, certainly, And I think that's just regular learning stuff. And there's things that you don't have to learn. And but those things that we really have to learn, they get cemented into us as children. I guess I'm saying that's what, there's trauma and everyone has trauma.
Everyone. Mm-hmm.
And I know people ask about that, or, I don't have trauma. I had a great on this, and it's like anything can be trauma. Parents divorcing can be trauma. Moving from one house to another can be traumatic. I mean,
Yeah.
trauma. Yeah.
Excuse me. A very simple disappointment
Yes.
can result in trauma
Yes.
because there's so many variables.
Yeah.
I had a great childhood.
Yes. Yes, you did.
Minus, the youngest of three girls. Excuse me, but that's traumatizing.
Yes. Yes.
Being the youngest of three girls, basically 3 years apart.
Each one 3 years apart.
Oof. Traumatizing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. And it's okay. It's not being disrespectful to your parents to say that. It's not being disrespectful to anyone by saying I have trauma. Now, I'm not saying you run to your parents and say, you traumatized me. Okay, that's not what I'm saying. Sometimes those you good luck going to them and saying it that way. But that's kind of mean, really. That's just you taking out your anger, I think.
Yeah.
But because it's not their shit anymore, it's yours.
Yeah.
But
well, it's still theirs.
Yes. Yes, they still have those, if they still have those behaviors and all of that. Yeah. So it brings me to the crazy underground garage. For me, that's often when I realize I'm sitting in my crazy underground garage, like, oh shit. Okay, this is a mastery here. This is a mastery. And you'll hear Mari-Lyn and I talk about that. You think you healed something and you're like, woohoo! I don't have to do that anymore. I don't have to feel that way. Blah, blah, blah. And you're going along, and the next thing you know, you're flat on your face in that
sucking dirt.
You think you've hit bottom, right? Okay, I've got to the bottom of this. I'm done. I'm healing it. I'm going up. That's it. And next thing you know, oh no, there's layers down. Yes. There's more floors underneath.
Deep. They are deep. Oh my God.
Yes.
It's gross.
Oh, it's so horrible.
And the moment before realizing that you are in an underground garage is so awful.
Oh, yes.
Once you realize that's where you are, for me, it's like, oh,
God damn it.
All right, I just have to be here. I have to allow.
Easier when you have that knowledge.
Yeah.
Where you're sitting, that you're sitting in your own filth.
Yep.
You're sitting in it. That is so much better than sitting in your own filth and you don't realize it.
And you don't realize it because you're trying to blame things and people, and you're trying to replay and redo and fix and compromise and worry about things that aren't real.
Are not
You're
real.
trying to solve problems that don't exist.
Mm-hmm.
You're trying to have a solution to something you think is going to happen.
Or this one, you're trying to figure out why you don't feel good. So like if someone when someone says, "How are you?" and you're like, "Eh." And then you can't really figure out why. You're like, I don't know, maybe I ate something bad, or maybe I had this phone call this morning, but none of that is really it, and you know it, and you're searching for that thing to make you feel like, oh, honey, you're in it. It's nothing on the surface here. This is no surface level stuff.
Nope.
No.
Underground garage, maybe even an underground garage.
Yes. Yes. But
And they happen and they're necessary.
they
And
are.
when we get out on the other side,
Oh,
we are better.
oh boy. Yes.
We are better.
And when you say get out on the other side, that does not mean you hop on your little pink cloud and float up somewhere else.
Nope.
We're talking about what Mari-Lyn is saying is that ownership piece, and you sit in it and you get clarity on it, you heal some bits of it,
And
and
step by step, you
you
walk
work your way. Yes,
yourself out.
yes, yes, yes. Because
Mhm.
we can all, and we all have to sometimes. There are times when you're sitting in a crazy underground garage and there's something you have to go do, and you just need to pull your head out of your ass and act like nothing's wrong because maybe you're at work or you have to see someone or there's some situation where you cannot be that Debbie Downer.
Right.
I'm the victim. You can't. So there are those times when you have to have a pink cloud and say, okay, oh, okay, for the next 10 minutes, I'm going to smile and act like nothing's wrong. Those are necessary things to do sometimes. But
God, that's hard.
isn't it? Oh, it's horrible. We've all had to do it and it just sucks.
Even being in
Oh,
a good place and trying to do that. Oh my God,
oh,
that's
yes,
exhausting.
yes,
It's
yes.
exhausting.
It is so exhausting. And sometimes you have to.
Sometimes you have to.
Sometimes you
Mhm.
have to. Like when, I go into my husband's office or something and he has clients there. Maybe I don't feel like being that, but I want to, you don't want to be an ass.
Or you do, but you know it's the wrong.
Right. You have to represent. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. Whew, that reminds me of when, because he coached forever. We all know that. I know I talk about the same things all the time. But I never wanted to. There were so many coaches' wives who were just assholes. They
Hmm.
just were. And
That's a
they
shame.
just walked around like they, I don't know, owned something or they were, like they were something. There was this one basketball coach's wife who we didn't, it was um, another team within the school, but wasn't my husband's team. Um, and she expected to get into games free because she was the coach's wife. Like, oh dear God, these are kids. Just pay the $3, lady. Like, seriously. But I always put on that face, like, I'm not going to embarrass my husband or my children. And
Sure.
so I didn't always like talk to everyone or, I didn't walk around with a big ass smile, but I was always polite and I didn't speak out. I didn't yell at the ref or I didn't, or tell
Hmm.
those parents that you're just
How can you
that
not
guy.
yell at a ref?
Well, yeah.
They weren't even my children's games that I went to, and I'm yelling at refs. Oh my gosh.
Yes. No,
Yeah.
I didn't. I was very well behaved. And I wasn't trying to be a phony baloney. I wasn't trying to like not be me. I just didn't want to create an issue because that just wasn't the right thing to
Sure.
do. And
Hmm.
and especially when your kids would be so not only do the kids, the coach is their dad, then they have crazy ass mom in the stands like yelling and making a scene. That would just not be good. So so there are times when we have to sit on that little pink cloud and just
Hmm.
be a decent human for a while. Think of
Hmm.
someone else. It's always because of someone else.
Hmm.
And just be kind and then go home and whatever. Whatever it is. Scream and
Hopefully,
yell.
you go home and you pop that pink cloud and
Yes.
you allow yourself to drop back down. If you have to, drop back down into that crazy underground garage and then start rooting around.
Yep.
Clear
Yep.
away the clutter,
Yep.
get some visibility, get some clarity,
And don't
and
blame other people. This is your
figure
thing.
out
Own it.
one step at a time, what do I have to do?
Yeah.
Sometimes and I know this through experience, we can find ourselves down in a crazy underground garage simply because we forget. We
Ooh,
forget all the
yeah.
healing that we've done.
Yes.
And we allow ourselves to go, boom, right down into the bottom.
Mhm.
I'm the victim.
Yep.
Nobody loves me. Everybody hates me. I think I'm going to go
A
eat
million
worms.
worms.
Um, and then we have to remember, wait a minute. I've done so much healing. What am I doing?
Yeah.
I'm making a choice.
Hmm.
And there is a point in our healing journey we don't realize we have that choice.
Yes.
We
Yes.
we just don't realize it. And if we don't know that we have the choice, how can we make the choice?
Yes.
We can't.
It's like being in that crazy underground garage. You don't realize that you accepted going there.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You made the choice to go there. Yes, it was wounding. Yes, sometimes it's very spontaneous.
Yes.
You just get triggered and boom, you're there.
Boom.
But there
There it is.
was yes, yes, yes. Boom, there it is.
But there was a choice in
There was a
there.
choice that
There
was
was
made.
an absolute choice. And most of the time, that is because there is something left to
It's
heal.
unconscious. It's an unconscious choice. I will say that.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
But when we do have the knowledge
Yeah.
of that choice and we truly believe
Hmm.
and we're able to look at, oh my God,
Yes.
I just chose that.
Yes. Ugh. Yes.
Okay, own it. I
Yes.
chose it. And now I am choosing to
Yes.
get out.
Yes. And that's why it's really nice to have someone to speak to, whether it's a friend, a therapist, an energy healer,
Mm-hmm.
someone, our type of energy healing. Not all energy healers are created equal.
True.
Our type of energy healing,
Mm-hmm.
someone to speak to that doesn't try to just placate you.
Yes.
So you can have those real conversations and they sit, they listen, they hold space for you. And if it's anything like me and Mary, I can say for you as well. Sometimes you just need you work it out on your own, but you just have to have that time to say it.
Right.
You just have to have that. And then of
Mm-hmm.
course when you have someone who can be objective, because it's really
Mm-hmm.
about having someone be objective and they can put some things in there. Well, how about this? Or did you think of this? Or what about? And sometimes you can say no, like we've done that.
We have.
I'll inject something. What about this? Excuse me. And you'll go, no, that doesn't feel right. Okay. Then you just move on. But
But
it's
very
that.
oftentimes though, when that thing is spoken and it's like, no, that doesn't land, but it sparks something else.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Because sometimes you have to know where not to go to find out where you're going.
Very true.
Sometimes you need to check off the no, it's not this, it's not that, it's not that, it's not that.
Yeah.
Although I do try to check off that's not it when it actually is it. That's part of
Mm-hmm.
that crazy underground garage too.
You have been known to do that.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Yep.
Yes,
Yep.
indeedy.
And the beautiful or frustrating thing about that is that spirit brings it back around
Yep. Yep.
every
And
time.
you know me well enough to just, you know, you're right when you say, you'll say, what about this? And I'll say, no, it's not it. You know, you're right. And thankfully, you just keep your mouth shut and you just go, okay, and then I'll finally come around.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, maybe not that conversation. It may be later, but I'll finally come to it. Hopefully, knock on wood. But I think I do.
Yeah, I think you got a pretty good track record on that.
Yeah. But at the time, yeah, no, I'll shut her down. No, that's not it. And Marilyn just, okay.
Oh,
Okay, crazy. We'll just let you think that's not it.
sure, I've done the same thing. Um,
Yes, until that realization, and you go, oh,
yeah.
damn it. Damn. And also having that objective person in your life, no matter who that is, you can go back to them and not be embarrassed to say, you were right, I was wrong. This is absolutely it. When you have that person that sort of placates or whatever, it's not as easy to go back and be vulnerable like that.
No, it's not.
It really isn't. So that's a real bonus to have someone like that, whoever. I have clients, and as do you, who have been with us for a long time, because we are that objective person in their life that they can just
Yeah.
talk to like that. And we can work things out, do a little healing, do a little this, do a little that. And it's a blessing. And I feel very honored to be that person for
Oh,
people.
absolutely. I do too.
That's an absolute honor.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So, but to have that person is really important.
It is. It's so helpful.
Yeah.
Um,
I don't want the whole placatey thing, which you and I, to be honest, our codependent natures, each of us, there was a time when we placated a lot more. And I still will do that. Okay. And I'll catch myself and say, oh, you did not need to sort of blow smoke up her ass. That's not what she needs. That's not what I need.
mm-hmm.
We're way better about it now.
Way better.
Yeah. And it happens. I mean,
it does. Because that's part of being human. That silly human piece.
That damn human piece. Yes. Yes. So are we about done, do you think?
Wow.
I don't know.
That was a surprising conversation.
I know it was. It was lovely.
It was lovely. It really was. And I think very appropriate for New Year's Eve.
Me too.
Yeah.
Yes. And next week we're going to have, which we had on the back burner for today. We actually got on here thinking that we were going to do it and we didn't.
Yes.
Kind of a reaction video.
Yeah.
For next week.
I think it's going to be a really good one.
Me too.
I know it's going to be a good one.
It's another Father Mike.
Yeah.
Really like Father Mike. Do we agree with everything? No. But he is a very decent human and talks super fast.
He talks so fast that it's just like he's on double time. And it's like,
those commercials, when they have to tell you all the disclaimers.
Yes. Yes.
Yes. That's him.
I mean, you all know I have a hard time speaking in a normal speed like everybody else. So for me to try to imitate how fast he talks would be completely impossible. I don't even know if I could do it. I'm having a hard time even talking the speed that I'm talking. Now I'm out of breath.
Woo! Ah, you just burned off a few calories there.
Wow.
So we'll get that because we do want to try that like once a month.
Yeah.
And
that'll be
they're
really
fun. And we really like him and we like the way he explains things. And so, and
his honesty.
Yes. He's very honest. And he's though he's not smug, there are times when I want to go there and think, oh, he's being a little hoity-toity or he's being a little, but you know what? He's not. I think he absolutely believes in what he's saying it and he's conveying it in that manner.
Yes.
Which if I disagree with it, then it kind of rubs me like, oh, he's being smug, but he's not.
I bet you that there are things that we say and people might react the same way to things that we say because we believe so wholeheartedly.
We're so matter of fact
what we're saying.
Things.
Yes.
That's the way it is.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
yes. Yes. And we're going to bring Nathan on. Nathan and I are going to do a podcast.
Yeah. That'll be fun.
Yeah. Be very fun. I look forward to that.
Yeah. You and Nathan don't get to commune as much as you
I know
as you once did.
No. Yes.
He's so fun.
I love him.
I do too.
I do. And being that he's from and lives in England, some of their verbiage is a little different and it just cracks me up. It's so cute. Yes.
But I'm so grateful. His accent is so easy to understand.
Yes.
He speaks clearly, and yeah,
Yes, which is great for me, because my hearing is so bad.
it's great for me.
Yes.
Yeah. I love working with him.
Yes. So we have some
Yeah.
new fabulous things coming
Yeah,
in 2025.
we do.
Thank you. We hope you take this journey with us, this ride, this sort of roller coaster ride with us.
Yes.
Please, subscribe, share, like, do all those things to get that algorithm moving. One of the things that
Get it moving, and comments.
yes, one
Mm-hmm.
of the things that we found out, now this is not a challenge. I am not challenging anyone here.
Okay.
One of the things on YouTube is having drama on your channel, like with the comments
Oh.
with people and everything, that
Mm-hmm.
really gets the algorithm going. And we don't have a lot of drama.
No,
We have very
we
little.
don't want drama.
We don't want it. So it's taking us longer to get to
Yeah.
where, and at the same time, we've talked about this. We are, when it's time to step up, we will. Spirit will just bring it
Yep.
because we're busy now. And yeah, anyway, we get what we
Yeah.
need, but
Yeah.
it would be nice to reach more people, to hear more people's opinions and comments, and but be nice. We do ask
Yes.
that you're
Please be nice.
yes, and there's a way
Be
to do
nice.
that. And
Yes. That's the one thing about, we always want you to be honest,
yes,
um, and be kind. There is no reason to be venomous,
no.
if you happen to disagree with something.
And we
Fine.
have a couple viewers, they watch both channels and they
Yep.
comment and they don't always agree and they say it very kindly.
Mm-hmm.
And we appreciate that.
We do.
I can take your opinion. You don't agree with me, whatever. Just but you don't have to be an ass about it.
Yeah, exactly.
And so the people that do that, and you know who you are, people, and I thank you for that.
And we appreciate you.
Yes, very much.
We appreciate everybody,
Yes.
and there is that little extra appreciation
Yes.
for the effort of kindness.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I do want to take just a minute to
Yes.
say it is New Year's Eve when you're watching this.
Yes.
Please be safe,
Yes.
be responsible in your celebrations,
Yes.
get to where you're going, and get home
Yes.
in
And
one piece.
feel free to, or please call an Uber or a Lyft or whatever it is if
Mm-hmm.
you've had any amount to drink at all.
Mm-hmm. I know in
No.
our area, they used to run free buses during
Yes.
a certain amount of time.
Mhm.
So check out in your area of free transportation. And if somebody offers to be your designated driver and they want to be sober,
Oh, yes, please.
thank
Yes.
you, thank you, and thank you.
I've been the sober sister many a time. And driven other people. I don't like
Yeah,
drunks, but no, yeah, no, you'd be
yeah,
who I'd be driving around. I didn't know you then. There's a, in Japan, because my son who travels all over, the one in
mhm.
Morocco now, he lived in Japan, and they have a great system. You call, it's like a Lyft, except they bring another person, and that person drives your car home. So
Oh, that's amazing.
you get in the lift, and it's not much more money, and the other person drives your car home. So your cars, you don't have to try to figure out, oh shit, where did I leave
Where
it?
did I leave my car?
I think that's beautiful, and I think we need to adopt that here.
I love that.
Isn't that awesome?
I absolutely love that.
Mhm.
For me, I luckily later in my drinking, I just stayed home. I didn't go out.
Yeah.
Um, you know,
We don't go, it's like amateur drunk night, and they're out there like playing bumper cars, and I don't want anything to do with it. So,
although I'm going to tell on myself. This is how
oh,
bad of a drunk I was. I got angry with my husband. Oh my gosh, I got angry at my husband and I was going to leave.
mhm.
I couldn't figure out how to get the key in the door to unlock it.
That's before key fobs. Yes,
Yes.
that's awesome.
Yep.
Oh, thank you,
Spirit
Spirit.
had my back. I wouldn't have gotten out of the driveway. You've seen my driveway, Pam. I
Yeah,
would have gotten out of my driveway.
no.
Not, couldn't figure it out.
What? I have this great picture in my mind. You're trying to get the key in, and Michael's going boop. And you're trying to boop. He keeps pushing it out of the way as you're trying to boop.
I
That's
don't even know if I had the right key. I really don't. And
probably
it didn't
not.
matter.
No.
So, anyways,
Yes.
be safe.
Yes.
That
And
is my
Happy New
plea.
Year. Yes.
Be safe and
Have a
happy New Year.
wonderful time wherever you are. Just be safe.
Yes.
And we will see you in the new year.
Yes. In
2025.
2025.
I'm so excited. Woohoo!
Yes.
All right. Thank
Okay.
you. We appreciate you all.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Bye.
Bye.